Chapter 1 Introduction to Cell Block. In the heart of a sprawling landscape lies Cell Block B, a high-security prison where shadows conceal untold stories of despair, redemption, and hope. This immersive documentary unfolds through the poignant diary entries of its inmates, each grappling with their past while striving for a glimmer of light amidst the darkness. As the heavy clanking of cell doors echoes throughout the corridors, listeners are introduced to a microcosm of human experience, individuals molded by their choices but transformed by the harsh reality of imprisonment. Here, the walls are not just barriers. They are silent witnesses to friendships forged in adversity and dreams whispered in the quiet of night. Throughout this journey, themes of resilience and the enduring quest for redemption come to the forefront, challenging perceptions about crime and punishment. Join us as we delve into the lives of those within Cell Block B, where every entry is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Chapter 2 Eli Carter, the Educator Behind Bars. Dear Diary, today marks the beginning of my third year in Cell Block B, a place that feels like a world apart from the life I once knew. Wrongfully convicted, I often find myself wrestling with the bitterness of injustice. Memories of my classroom, the laughter of children eager to learn, the way I felt when a struggling student finally grasped a concept, haunt me. In this desolation, I cling to hope by teaching others, sharing knowledge as a lifeline to freedom. My fellow inmates, hungry for learning, remind me that education can spark change, even within these walls. Encouraging them gives me purpose, transforming despair into a beacon of resilience. As I write, I realize that while my body is confined, my spirit remains unbroken, fueled by the belief that one day I will reclaim my life. Each lesson is a step closer to justice, a thread connecting me to a brighter tomorrow. Chapter 3 Jasmine Jazz Taylor, Love and Betrayal. As I sit on the creaking metal bench in Cell Block B, the memories of my life before prison swirl like smoke in my mind. I was young, passionate, and desperately in love, a dangerous combination. My crime, born of betrayal, transformed me overnight from a hopeful romantic to an inmate serving time for a moment of madness. Each diary entry feels like a confession, laden with the weight of my choices. The sisterhood I've formed with the women in my cell has become my lifeline. We share stories, laughter, and tears, forging bonds that somehow soften the harsh reality around us. It's in these connections that I find fragments of myself, pieces that were lost in the chaos of love gone wrong. Together, we support one another, transforming our confinement into a space of resilience, proving that even behind bars, sisterhood can flourish amidst the shadows of regret. Chapter 4 Marcus King Williams, the Gang Leader. As the sun sets over Cell Block B, I sit on my cot, pen in hand, reflecting on a life that once revolved around power and control. In here, respect is currency, and I've forged my identity through fear and loyalty. Yet beneath this tough exterior lies a man burdened by the choices that landed me behind these bars. I think of the younger inmates, lost souls yearning for guidance. They remind me of myself. In a surprising twist, I found unexpected friendships with those I would have never considered allies. Each conversation shakes loose the tight grip of my past, allowing me to rediscover my love for art, a passion long buried under the weight of gang life. As I sketch in the shadows of my cell, I feel a flicker of hope. Maybe there's a path to redemption, one that doesn't depend on fear, but on connection and understanding. Chapter 5 Sarah Patel, A Fight for Redemption. Sarah Patel looks out through the barred window of her cell, a small sliver of sunlight illuminating her scars. Once a high-flying marketing executive, she now fights an internal battle against addiction, which led her to prison for drug charges. Her diary entry reflects a heart divided, guilt for her past choices, and determination for a brighter future. Each day brings a new challenge, the temptation of familiar habits and the weight of stigma from others. Yet, within the prison's walls, she discovers an unexpected support system. Through group therapy, she meets fellow inmates who share their stories, revealing that their pain is often intertwined. In her reflections, Sarah finds hope in their collective strength. Her journey is one of resilience as she writes about taking one step at a time, seeking not just sobriety, but a sense of identity and purpose that she has long lost. Chapter 6 Benjamin Benji, Breaking the Cycle. As I sit on the cold cot in my cell, I reflect on the chaos that shaped my upbringing. Surrounded by violence and despair, I felt destined to follow the same path as those before me. Yet here I am, a young man determined to break free from the cycles of the past. In my diary, I scribble words of hope, sharing my dreams of becoming more than what others expect of me. I try to embrace each day as an opportunity for change. The moments of vulnerability among my cellmates inspire me. We share stories of loss and dreams of redemption. For the first time, I can see beyond the prison walls. I've started to set small goals, learning to read and write better, understanding my emotions, and seeking forgiveness from those I've wronged. With every entry, I can feel the weight of the past lifting. Healing starts here, within these walls. Chapter 7. Day in the Life, Routine in Cell Block. As the sun rises, the harsh chiming of the bell echoes through Cell Block B, stirring the inmates from their restless sleep. The morning routine begins with the clanging of metal doors, rhythmic footsteps of guards, and muffled conversations drifting through the cell blocks. Body-worn uniforms and plastic trays filled with tasteless food define the monotony of prison life. But amid this, pockets of resilience emerge. Eli holds impromptu lessons during yard time, and laughter ripples through the air as Jazz shares stories with her cellmates, transforming mundane moments into cherished memories. King sketches quietly in the corner, channeling his thoughts into art, and Benji learns to embrace responsibility through small chores that make a difference. Sarah, fighting her own battles, finds solace in shared struggles, reminding others that hope can thrive even in the darkest places. Each day is a blend of despair and fleeting joy, a testament to their enduring humanity. Chapter 8. The Power of Education, Eli's Mentoring Journey. As I sit in the dim light of my cell, I can't help but reminisce about the classroom where I once inspired young minds. Here in Cell Block B, the stark walls feel suffocating, yet I've found a flicker of purpose through education. I've initiated informal study groups, gathering those willing to learn. We discuss everything from literature to mathematics, transforming our surroundings into a haven of knowledge. Today I taught a group of younger inmates about Shakespeare's Hamlet. Watching their faces light up with understanding reminded me of the joy of teaching. Each question they ask reinforces my belief that education can empower even the most forgotten souls. In this bleak environment, we share laughter and frustration, but ultimately, we cultivate a sense of hope. Through these moments, I see them grow. My heart swells knowing that I'm not just fighting for my innocence. I'm building a community destined for redemption. Chapter 9. Jazz's Bonds. In the dim light of Cell Block B, Jasmine Taylor's diary captures the essence of her evolving relationships with the other women in her cell. Together, they navigate the harsh realities of prison life, forging bonds that become their lifeline amidst despair. Jazz reflects on their shared vulnerabilities as they recount stories of love lost, dreams deferred, and the betrayals that led them here. During quiet moments, when the clanking of doors fades into the background, they gather to share laughter, tears, and whispered hopes. Each woman brings a unique struggle, but together they weave a tapestry of sisterhood that defies the bleakness surrounding them. Jazz feels a sense of belonging she never anticipated, realizing that through their solidarity, they can find strength. This newfound camaraderie illuminates her path toward healing, reminding her that even in the shadows, connection can spark resilience and redefine their identities. Chapter 10. Art Beyond Bars, King's Artistic Awakening. As King sat in his dimly lit cell, the clinking of metal echoed softly in the background, juxtaposed against the vibrant strokes of paint on his makeshift canvas. Art had always been a dormant passion, suppressed beneath layers of street bravado and gang affiliations. But now, in the solitude of Cell Block B, he found himself rediscovering this expressive outlet. Each brushstroke became a cathartic release, externalizing feelings he had long hidden behind walls of anger and fear. His fellow inmates began to notice the transformation. They gathered around him, curiosity piqued. King started to mentor them, leading impromptu art sessions where vulnerability flourished. Through shared creativity, he forged unexpected bonds with those he once viewed with skepticism. Together, they created murals that captured their shared stories and dreams, bridging the divides of their pasts. In those moments, King realized that art was not just an escape. It was a path to healing and connection within the confines of their harsh reality. Chapter 11. Sarah's Recovery, the Daily Battle. In the confined world of Cell Block B, Sarah Patel awakens each day to a relentless struggle against her addiction. Her diary entries reveal the constant battle between desire and willpower, as she reflects on the mistakes that brought her here. Surrounded by the echoes of prison life, she fights the urge to slip back into old habits, drawing strength from her newfound support network of fellow inmates. They share their stories during group sessions, creating a bond forged in shared vulnerability. Yet Sarah's journey is not linear. Moments of relapse are punctuated by triumphant days that remind her of the woman she wishes to be. She documents her small victories, an afternoon spent in the library, laughter shared with friends, or a heartfelt confession during a late-night talk. Each entry is a testament to her resilience, a reminder that recovery is a daily battle worth fighting amidst the shadows. Chapter 12. Benji's Transformation, Embracing Responsibility. As I sit here with ink-stained hands and an open diary, I find myself at a crossroads. The past still whispers, reminding me of the choices that once defined me. A troubled youth drawn into violence, seeking acceptance where I shouldn't have. But today, I feel different. Today, I embrace responsibility. Each day in Cell Block B has shown me the consequences of my actions, not just for myself, but for those I love. I've begun participating in discussion groups where sharing my story feels less like a confession and more like an act of reclaiming my life. I've started setting goals, no more just surviving day by day. I want to help others avoid the paths I took, to break the cycle of violence. My dreams are no longer just nebulous thoughts. They are tangible aspirations. Each entry in this diary is a step towards reshaping my identity, a promise to myself that I can be better. Chapter 13. A Shared Challenge, Communal Tensions. As the sun dipped below the horizon, an unsettling energy coursed through Cell Block B. An announcement echoed through the corridors, calling all inmates to the common area for a mandatory assembly. Tensions flared as rumors of a fight between rival factions circulated, and Eli's unease grew. He scribbled in his diary, worrying about how quickly misunderstandings could spiral out of control. In the assembly, voices clashed and distrust bubbled to the surface. Jazz, feeling the weight of her sister's fears, rose to speak, urging unity over division. King, too, found himself navigating the chaos, torn between his role as a leader and his wishes for peace. As tensions escalated, Benji stepped forward, sharing a heartfelt story of his past mistakes, igniting a flicker of hope among the crowd. In that moment, the realization dawned. They were not just prisoners, but individuals capable of change, even amidst conflict. The path ahead would require courage, but together they could forge a new narrative.